the ways of maintaining motive and carrying out work by social service workers. I think there are number of friends who do not understand the Tibetan language, so I will say a few words about this. Their way of maintaining motive is very important, because any action which is to be categorized as a positive or negative does not depend on the nature of the action, but it always depends on the intention or the motivation. What kind of a motivation has initiated the action? The action might be apparently quite harsh and not welcoming by the person to whom you are trying to serve. But if your intention is pure and good, then that action will become positive. And your motivation is on the contrary, and it was not holistic and positive, then whatever the action may be appear to be positive or good, ultimately it may not be help the person to whom you are trying to serve. I am not a student of social work. Social work is a discipline. It's a new discipline which has just developed during last at most 100 years. Before that, the sociology or social science was developed. And then from there, some scholars has derived a new subject which is called social work or social service. This is quite new, particularly quite new in India. So I cannot speak anything authentically about this. But I am deriving from the Buddhist teaching how a person should deal with the society, with the community, with the family, and with the friends. What kind of motive is necessary and what kind of service is to be done. And the motivation must be free from any expectation in return to the service which you are going to provide to any individual or any community or any society. So if you have something in hidden agenda or something in your mind, if I do this, I will get this. And that is not a service. That would be a kind of investment by which you are not expecting the return of the capital, but also you are expecting some profit on this. So that is a trade, and that is not a service. Today the expression, the word service is being used for number of things which are indeed trade and business, but they are also called service. But the social service, social work must not be included in that kind of expression or that kind of connotation of the word. So we must differentiate from this. If there is any expectation, that is a desire. All these desires are derived from the ego. And whatever comes out of ego is necessarily being contaminated by selfish motive, self-interest. And if there's any self-interest, then it is something you are making a kind of investment for which you are desiring a return or a kind of benefit which you will get later on. And by this kind of motivation, then there's no possibility of making a pure social service or social work. A social worker should also have a wisdom to recognize who is the proper subject to be given the service, and who are in the list of priority, and who should get the most effective service. And in Buddhist literature, we have identified few particular groups or individuals, such as child, old age people, diseased, economically poor, having no shelter or having no protector, and physically handicapped. These are the most priority, in the most priority list, to whom we should reach out as service. And the nature of service should also to make them independent and to make them self-sustaining and to reduce the dependency to others. And there are many ways of social service which makes the people to whom you are serving become more and more dependent and more expecting for more services. The Western saying that instead of giving a fish, you should taught how to fishing, so that he or she might become independent to find a fish for oneself. And at the same time, we also should have a very wise method. Through the services you are providing to any needy, which not only reduce the immediate problems or fulfill the need, but by fulfilling that need, you might be able to improve his conduct, his mental attitude, and become a good human being, good citizen, so that the person may not indulge into a undesirable behavior or activities. That is also very important for a social worker while helping the others. Otherwise, your help might be counterproductive if the person might become economically or physically more good condition, and yes, as yet the person is not able to improve his mindset or his way of behavior, then indulge into the undesirable things, then that is a disservice. So these are very important to keep in mind. Then at the same time, sometimes the popularity or the fame which derive from the doing good service to others might increase your ego, your arrogance, and that is also a negative side effect which might come out of more efficient service you are able to give to the others. And these few things which I was telling the audience before in Tibetan language bit elaborately, but I think the gist of my talk was with these few points, and I think it will be sufficient for you to understand what I was talking about. And thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.